Hey art friends, I hope you got your markers and got some paper and some colored pencils. We're going to draw an Arctic fox today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now you don't have to use a marker if you don't want to, but I love using these because we don't spend any time erasing. We just spend the whole time drawing. But use whatever you feel comfortable drawing with. And for this lesson, we're going to use a white, pink, and a light blue. I like using Prismacolor colored pencils because they blend really well, but if you have any other brand, it'll work just fine. All right, first step, we're gonna draw our fox's eyes. We're gonna draw them right in the middle of the paper, going up and down, but off to the left. And we're gonna draw a circle, kind of an oval shape, and we're gonna draw another one right next to it with a little space in between. Okay, now inside of these ovals, we're going to draw a smaller circle at the top right. This is for the light reflecting in his eyes, so he looks friendly. Now on the bottom, we're going to also draw a smaller circle, the bottom left of each eye, and then we'll color in the larger circle and leave these smaller circles white. Now parts of these lessons I'm going to fast forward, but remember you can always pause the video if you need extra time. Next step, we're going to draw his nose. That's right down here at the bottom. We're going to draw a U shape, like that. And then we're going to connect the top and then color it in. Now we're going to draw the bottom of his head. We're going to draw a U shape, but it has a little point down here at the bottom, a rounded point. So we'll come down like this. This is for his jaw and his cheek. Now we're going to draw the other side, and we'll draw a line that comes down and meets underneath his nose. Okay, now on each of his cheeks, we're going to draw a little fur sticking out. So we're going to draw just a little zigzag line, and it could be messy, so it looks natural. And we'll draw the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to draw the top of his head, and we're going to draw a curve that comes down and connects to his cheek fur, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. There's the top of his head. We're going to leave a little gap up here at the top so that we can draw more fur. But let's draw his ears next. We're going to draw a big upside down V shape, and that's because they have big pointy ears. Let's draw that same shape over here on this side, and we want them to be the same height. And we want him to be the same size because he's symmetrical. He's starting to look like a fox. Now we're going to draw the details in his ear. We're going to draw the inside of his ear. So we'll draw a line that starts up here and then comes down. Now we're going to draw that same kind of detail on the other side of his ear, but a little smaller. And let's repeat those steps over here. So we'll start up here and draw a line coming down. Then we'll add that same detail on the bottom of his ear. Next, let's draw the fur inside his ear. So I'm going to draw another messy zigzag line inside, and we'll do that same thing over here. Okay, now let's draw the fur on top of his head. So we're going to start here on his right ear, come up, we'll do a zigzag back down, and let's draw another big zigzag and a small one back, another one coming down and back to the right, and then one more small one, little V shape to end it. Good job. Okay, now we have this little gap right here next to his ear, so let's connect his head into his fur. We did it. We finished his head. He looks awesome. I hope you guys are having a lot of fun following along with me. Now, when I do these lessons by myself, I do go a little faster. So remember, you can always pause it if you need that extra time. Okay, let's draw his body next. Now we're going to draw the fur on his chest. So I'm going to draw a little line that comes down from his nose. And we're going to do a zigzag that comes down a little further. See how the zigzags go this direction? And we're going to reverse them going back up. So we're going to draw another zigzag coming back up. Now let's draw the rest of his neck and his body. So we're going to draw a small line that comes down and curves, and it's going to come back. We don't want to go too far because we want him to have a small body, and we'll curve down for his back. Next, let's draw his front leg. We'll draw one first. So we're going to draw a line coming straight down, And then we're going to draw the back of his leg coming down and getting close to that first line we drew, but make sure they don't connect because we need to draw his foot next. To draw his foot, we're going to draw a big curve that comes around and connects to that second line. Okay, let's repeat those steps for his second leg up here in the front. Now we're going to draw a line that comes down to the same distance that we drew on the first one. And we're going to draw the back of his leg coming down. Make sure they don't connect. And then we'll draw that curve that comes around, goes behind his front foot, and connects. He's starting to look really cool. Now we're going to draw his belly next. So we'll draw a line that curves up. And then we're going to draw his back leg. And that's going to start up a little higher and curve back. And then we'll add a little line down. And then let's finish the back line. So let's draw a line that comes down and curves and gets really close to touching, just like we did up here at the front. Okay, let's add his back paw. Big curve, comes around and connects. And then we still need to draw his fourth leg. So let's draw that same curve right here that we drew, but we're only drawing half of it. And then we'll draw that little line down. And then we'll draw the back of his leg, comes around, gets close to touching, and then we'll draw his paw. His last paw. There, we did it. We drew his legs and his feet. Now he's missing his toes, so let's draw two little lines on each paw for his toes. Now an Arctic fox has a really puffy tail, and he's going to look a lot more like a fox once we add that tail in. So next, let's draw a big question mark right here, right next to his ear. So we're going to start right here. We're going to draw a big question mark, comes around, and then right at the end, let's curve back. So it looks like an S line. All right, this next line is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to start right here at the end of his tail. We're going to draw a big curve that comes around. And then right at the end, we're going to curl back the other direction. And we did it! That is one awesome looking Arctic fox. I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me. Now I'm going to put my marker off to the side and I'm going to color him. This part I am going to fast forward, but you guys at the end can pause it so that you can match the coloring and shading that I do. Alright, I finished coloring my Arctic fox. He turned out amazing. I'm sure your drawings look really cool too. Now, at the very end, I used my Sharpie to add an extra thick line around my fox, and then I used the light blue just to add shadows. Now, an Arctic fox is white, so you don't want to color the whole thing with the blue. We just want to add the shadows so it looks more 3D. I used the white colored pencil to blend and soften the blue colored pencil. Now, this works really well with Prismacolor colored pencils, but not so well with some of the other brands. So you can leave this step off if you want to. And then I used pink to add a little rosy cheeks so it looks like he's been out in the cold. I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me, and we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye!